What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammett, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of the Narcissists Code. If this is the first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, I use my platform all over social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims and survivors of said disorder. Today's episode is going to be about, does the narcissist miss you? Do they miss you? Do they ever think about you? Does the narcissist just move on and forget everything about me? Does the narcissist, like, all those good questions, y'all? Because those are one of the main questions I get. Because I understand, like, first of all, I understand why people ask that question or a variation of that question. Do the narcissists miss people? Do narcissists have regrets and stuff like that? Narcissistic people, y'all, narcissists, NPD, whoever, are still human beings. And a lot of narcissists do miss people. They do miss you. So I get why people ask that question, though, because people want to know that they matter. You want to know that you matter to the person in your life that you might have spent X amount of time with. You want to know that you mattered, or somebody else in your life, somebody has mattered in that circumstance, in those situations. You want to know that you meant something to this person, or you left an indelible mark on this person's life, or whatever, so they can't forget you, something like that. So do narcissists miss people? Yes, a lot of narcissistic people do miss you. A lot of narcissists can reminisce about the past. They can think about you and just like, hey, I do, miss I missed that person or whatever. But ask yourself this question right here, y'all. What do they miss about you? Seriously, ask yourself that question right there. If they do miss you, what is it that they miss about you in these circumstances? Like, what are they missing about you? What are they missing you? What are they thinking about? When they think of you, what are they thinking? Like, oh, I missed the person I was, what do they miss about you? Do they miss the control they had over you? Do they miss being able to be in control of everything about your life? Financial, mental, physical, emotional, schedule-wise, work-wise, kid-wise, life-wise. Do they miss whatever control they had over you? Because if they miss you, a lot of times that's what they miss. They miss the control over you. Do they sometimes miss the good times? Do narcissists have the ability to miss the good times? Yeah, they can miss the good times as well. You know what I mean? They can absolutely miss the good times and think about you, but a lot of times they miss that control. God, I miss having control over that person. They don't think about it in that type of terms. They don't say, I miss the control I have over that person. They think about the stuff that they had control over. They miss the stuff that they had control over when it comes to you, when it comes to dealing with you, when it comes to, dealing with anybody or who they've been in a relationship dynamic with, their kids, whoever it is. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. It could be whatever relationship. They could miss that control they had over you. Do they miss that? Do they miss you, or do they miss the control? Do they miss, sometimes it's not even about the control. Sometimes it's about what they could get away with. They miss not being held accountable. They could miss being forgiven all the time for stuff that they would know. They could miss this being forgiven for stuff that they know damn well that they would not forgive you for. They could miss those double standards that existed in your relationship, where they can go out and do whatever the hell they wanted to do, but you couldn't. It's a problem when you do it, but it's okay when I do it. That type of dynamic right there. You see what I'm saying? What do they miss about you? I understand that people want to know that they matter. I just want to know that I meant something to this person. Cool. That's human. You're a human being for thinking that. You know what I mean? You're absolutely a human being for wanting to matter to someone you might have spent 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years with. You know what I mean? 45, 50 years with. That's how they count my fives. But you see how that dynamic goes, y'all. What do they actually miss about you? And it's cool to think that. Don't get hyper focused on it, though. Don't get hyper focused waking up I know it's easier said than done. I know people always try to course correct me in the comment section. Well, it's easier said than done. Duh. I know it's easier said than done. I get it. But you want to be able to get to the point eventually where you're not hyper focused on what this person is doing, what this person thought about you, what this person is feeling about you in those circumstances, in those situations like that. You see what I'm saying? What did they miss about you? Ask yourself that question. Write down all the ick list situation, the bad stuff. Write down all the bad stuff that this person. If you're having problems, if you're having trouble wondering whether or not the narcissist misses you, write down all the bad stuff that they did to you. Write down all the bad stuff that they did to you. And ask yourself, do they miss me because of this? Do they miss me because of this? Do they miss me because of this? Go down your bad stuff list, your ick list. Go down the ick list and think about it. Think about this circumstance, right? Think about, do they miss getting away with this? Do they miss doing this to me? Do they miss not being held accountable for this? Do they miss lying and gaslighting to me? Do they miss this? Write down the bad stuff. If you're having trouble getting past that point, write down the bad stuff that they're doing to you, or they did to you, or they might still be doing it right now. Post-separation abuse is a real thing. So whatever the bad stuff that y'all have encountered in your relationship dynamic, ask yourself, write it down, and like, do they miss this? Do they miss this? And that can help put things into perspective for you, because yeah, you want them to miss you, but you don't need them to miss you. I get it. I understand the dynamic. You don't need them to miss you. Some people want to be needed so much. They're like, I need you to miss me. No, you do not need them to miss you. Because guess what happens, y'all? If they miss you too much, guess what happens? They come back. You manifest, somehow you manifest them back into your life because you miss them so much. You see what I'm saying? Because you miss them so much, you miss interact, and you miss them so much, you manifest them back into your life. And guess what happens? They hoover you. Their hoovering attempt is successful, or you reach out to them. Do they miss me? I wonder if they miss me. Do they think about me? If you don't write down your ick list, your bad stuff, you call them, you reach out to them, and guess what happens? You end up hurting yourself in this situation. You end up manipulating yourself back into this relationship because their work is done. Once you reach out to them, once you call them, their job is done. Their work is finished. They don't have to do anything else, y'all. They don't. They don't have to do anything else in this situation. It falls onto your lap. It falls onto you to see what happens next in this dynamic. What are you going to do? What comes next for you? So does the narcissist miss you? Yeah, probably. They do. Maybe they do miss you, but you don't need them to miss you. I get it. Write down this bad stuff to help you get past that point, or whether or not they miss you. And I feel like they can help you heal faster. They can help you get past this point of wanting to know if they missed you or not. Do they miss me? Yeah, they missed this. They missed that. They missed this. And that list right there, that ick list, that bad stuff list, can help be the course correction list for you. It can help you stand in your truth and stand in your power and understand this dynamic. It can help you be better. It can help you get past this situation. It absolutely can, y'all. But like I said, you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to get to that point. Does the narcissist miss you? Maybe they do. But do you want them to miss you? Do you need them to miss you? Get to that point, write down this bad stuff, because yeah, I miss people in my past. Y'all, I look back at some of the bad stuff that I've done. Dang, I do actually miss this person. But then the way my mind starts to go, it starts to blame that person for whatever happened in the relationship that went wrong. Start to blame that person for it. And once they start to blame you for whatever went wrong in the relationship, you don't want them to reach out to you after that, y'all. I promise you don't. Because once they get to that point right there, I'm just saying, y'all, you have to be able to empower yourself. Does narcissists miss you? Maybe not. Ask yourself that question? What do they miss about me? And I feel like that can absolutely help you heal faster in these situations, y'all. What do they miss about you? Write down. No, don't. And like I said, in this, when you're writing down that bad stuff, don't write down the good times. Why would you do that? If you're trying to get over somebody, why in the hell would you write down the good stuff that you miss about them? Write down the bad stuff that helps you get past it, to understand what you went through, what they might have put you through. You know what I mean? Write this type of stuff down to help you get past, not the stuff that empowers you to reach out to them. Don't do that. They call that pimping. They call that pimping backwards. That's backwards pimping, y'all. That's going backwards. That's living in reverse. You Benjamin Button. You become Benjamin Button in your relationship. You start over from the beginning. You start over at the end. It's wildness, y'all. But you have to empower yourself, because they're not going to empower you, y'all. And don't let those thoughts, those intrusive thoughts, don't let them take over. But anyway, y'all, let me cut this thing short. It's Sunday. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.